Welcome everyone to this director's commentary video of our Palworld video. Thank you for tuning in. This is 64 Bits Extra, where we post videos like this.
With your host,
Niels.
And Nelis.
And Nelis, yeah, there you go. Be sure to check out the full video. Like first, I know it's playing in the background right now, but we're just gonna talk over it and talk like how we made this and how we came up with the ideas and stuff like that.
So first of all, let's start out. When Palworld came out, we were like, is this real?
Is this real? Yeah.
Is no cease and desist here?
no cease and desist. Yeah.
And we saw how popular it became, and we were like pretty surprised.
Mm-hmm.
You played it a little more than I did.
Yeah. I think I got like 20 hours or something.
Yeah. And I couldn't believe that it was real, but we saw the popularity of it, and we thought like, oh cool.
Yeah, it would be a popular video if you made like a Demake out of this, right? We made a Demake for Elden Ring for Super Nintendo, and Mass Effect for Game Boy Advance, and Stray for the original Game Boy and stuff like that. And I think those were all really cool. And we figured like, Palworld is maybe not like a staple in the gaming industry like Mass Effect and God of War and stuff like that, but it is a lot of fun to turn that into an old school kind of like a Pokemon game.
A little. It was a combination of more.
It's more
kind of
genres. But what would a Pokemon game back in the day look like if it was more Palworld than Pokemon?
Yeah.
More no turn-based stuff, no Pokemon fighting. Well, Pokemon fighting, but like they assist you, stuff like that. How would that work?
So which games did we took inspiration from besides?
Well, actually, we'll show you. We'll play through the video. I know it's looping in the background right now, but we'll actually play through the video step by step, and we will point it out. It's not just the Pokemon games on the Nintendo DS that we took inspiration from. That would be too straightforward. We didn't want to do that. But we'll just play the video a little bit, and then we can talk through it, right?
Sure. Let's
All right, here we go. So let's actually stop right there. And we always do that, like the cover art, right? We didn't actually draw the cover art ourselves. We got some lovely people here at the office, and one of them is Lola. And there's two out of office today. We actually worked on it with a couple of interns, and one of them is Lola, and she made this lovely drawing. We actually put some jokes in there, like with Nintendo 64 instead of Nintendo DS, and we put the 18 plus thing in the corner. I don't think there's any Nintendo DS games that are 18 plus. Are there?
No, I never owned Nintendo DS.
Oh, you didn't? No. Well, you did own a Game Boy Advance, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's any 18 plus Game Boy Advance games either.
No.
Anyway, obviously Palworld is not 18 plus. Although there's some dubious stuff happening in there, and it does lean a bit more into like the Pokemon's our slaves kind of thing.
Yeah, it's
which Pokemon
you can abuse them like.
You can actually abuse them, and they get depressed. And
yeah.
if you haven't played it, go check that out. But they actually get depressed, and they get overworked, and they get tired, and they get sick, and they can break their legs.
They can?
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, they get like a sprained ankle or something. I forgot what it was exactly.
Wow.
So yeah, it's like that's why we labeled it 18 plus. You can actually butcher them, but we'll get to that in a second. So yeah, this is Electrobuzz. I mean Grisbolt. Obviously it's like Electrobuzz, but it's a Grisbolt.
And a combination with my friend Totoro.
Oh, it's kind of like a Totoro. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of okay. Yeah.
No, it's kind of like that as well. Yeah. And as you can see, this is the intro, and we went for that low poly 3D, which I think, I don't know, it's cool. So, the actual Palworld does start like this. So.
Yeah. So we were actually originally planning to make this like a 2D thing, and
Game Boy Advance. We wanted to go for Game Boy Advance first.
Did we?
Yeah. Oh, you forgot that?
I forgot that.
Yeah, we took out all the 3D. We figured that was way in the back of the project, but yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, sorry.
So we thought it would be an illustration. Also, even though it was DS, we thought it would be illustration, but the interns were pretty good also with 3D.
Yeah.
We did not expect that, so we took that in and thought like, All right, let's combine that a little bit more, because we normally don't have a lot of 3D in our work. We do have a combination here and there, but not a lot. So we thought of exploring that a little bit as well. And I think it came out pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually started with some 2D and some 3D tests on compositing, and I figured like, yeah, you know what, I'll use some Blender to see can we do 3D on this project, would that be fun, and then turn that from Game Boy Advance into a Nintendo DS game. But more importantly, like first this scene, you see Kedifa, the sheep guy, Lamball, thank you, and the
Chikoriccio.
No, I forgot the chicken's name. Chickly-dackle. So that's Chickly-dackle. What? Chickpea. Chickpea? Chickpea.
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
I don't know. So anyway, but we turned those into low 3D models, and you can actually see the Kadifa. I can actually point at it with my mouse real quick. There you go. You can see like Kedifa that I have like this really hard edge line, but the rest is smooth. It's kind of like that 3D bad rendering from the Nintendo DS. You can actually see it on Zelda Phantom Hourglass on the Nintendo DS, which has really crummy 3D, obviously, because it couldn't render that much. So you can, if I actually play it, you can actually see that line, those hard edges, and they're a little crappy, basically, and we did that on purpose. So, but yeah, now it turns into a 2D top-down, well, not 2D, 3D game, which is kind of like Pokemon Black and White.
Yeah. Now it's pretty much that, yeah. Take a good look at Katifa, by the way.
Oh, you want me to play a little bit?
You play a little bit.
Okay.
Bang! So this is basically a remake like of the original intro in Palworld as well.
Yeah.
Like they skitter away and Katifa really falls on the ground, and we were like,
that's a cute detail.
That's a cute detail.
We
yeah.
got it for that as well.
So for the backgrounds, we actually made like a very extremely large tile that covered like a few pieces of the scenes as well, and we just used
it's all
the camera.
one big map. Yeah,
it's one big map.
Yeah, I'll show it on screen right now. It's actually just one big Blender file. We did everything with Blender, After Effects, and Sprite. And Sprite is and a little bit of Photoshop, but Sprite is basically meant for the pixel art.
Yeah.
And they are not actually in the 3D scene. They are put in with After Effects. They are just like animated PNG sequences or GIFs, depending on what we were going for. But I did most of the compositing, and I actually put them over, and then I tracked them with the 3D camera. So if you play in Blender, the camera would just move, and I would just like put the characters in 2D in After Effects, and that was a lot of manual labor to get it right, but that was the best way to do it. So the trees and stuff like that are 3D, and a little shipwreck in the background, that's a little 3D and stuff like that. So yeah.
So for the background tiles, we took inspiration from both a little bit of Pokemon, but also the Zelda Phantom Hourglass, right?
For the colors especially, the colors and the textures, yeah.
Which are kind of bright because the colors for Pokemon were way softer, a little bit less desaturated,
and a little bit softer. I think softer is the right word. I think and Phantom Hourglass is a little bit more
bright
and a little bit more adventurous or something. And I don't know. I feel like if I play like those Pokemon games, I feel like it feels like warm and fuzzy and I don't know, like I'm in a nice French cafe or something. That's weird. I know it's a weird comparison. Actually, Pokemon has a lot of references to like French architecture and stuff like that in the newer games. Yeah, I think anyway. So it's not that weird, but those colors make me think of that. It's a lot warmer and a lot less. This basically, it's a lot less. I think. But I do feel I did feel we had to skew more to these colors because Palworld is more of that. And a lot of people say like Palworld is more like an asset flip thing, and using assets like bot assets and textures stuff like that is really common in the gaming industry. But I feel like they did a lot, and that gives a certain feel, which is basically this. Yeah. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
You want me to continue playing?
Yeah, let's
So
continue.
this is normally the character that, after the intro, the character walks up to a cave. We're actually skipping the cave thing, but we actually go right to there. You can see like the little eagle statue, the little guy chilling there. The first thing I did is kill the guy, by the way, just to see if it was possible. Okay, yeah, you can kill the people in Palworld. You can actually capture people in Palworld. I could have captured him. I don't think I'm not sure if I can capture him, but
I haven't tried, but I heard that that's a possibility as well.
yeah. So he's just chilling with a campfire, and you can see like the depth in the background and stuff like that. So you pick some berries. It's all basic stuff, but we really try to mimic that first scene where you exit the cave, and which is obviously really based on Breath of the Wild in Palworld, I think. But yeah, no. So
Yeah, you get a nice overview when you just start out, and we wanted to get that, so that's why.
yeah, so that's why we wanted the depth to be in there. It shouldn't be like platformer as well. I just wanted to how would the battling go in a Nintendo DS version of Palworld.
Yeah.
And at first we were like, oh, well, that's gonna be Pokemon battles, right? You get your Cadify, you get like the pink gullet in the background, and you just like have them fight back and forth. And we actually tested that, but we ended up not doing that.
Yeah, we went more for like a little bit of you can almost say like Secret of Mana, like that way of fighting.
Yeah, sort of, kind of like that. Yeah, more like an action RPG, more like how Zelda Phantom Hourglass would work, etc.
Yeah, and would be a little bit more fast-paced than scrolling through menus, because we actually didn't want to involve UI in it this time.
That's true. We didn't want to do UI. We could have like had a health bar or like a menu item bar. Maybe that would have been on the second screen, and you don't see the second screen.
It's mostly just a map in the most DS games. Just a map.
Well, a map and like an item select screen most of the time.
Yeah.
Maybe a health bar, but that would have been on the top screen most of the time. But anyway.
So it's a half DS Demake.
It's a half. We're only showing the top half. But yeah, so yeah, you bash them on the head, and they just like they all get scared, and the little rolly thing. And actually, a lamb ball is dizzy right now, because after they roll, they get dizzy. So one of her interns, Vera, really looked really closely on how they would move. She dug through the whole game, and it's like I'm gonna make it exactly like that. It's like, okay, yeah, go for it. And it's like, oh wow, you really got all the details right, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and then
I like little sounds like that. But yeah.
So yeah, you got the little Pal hub thing. You're building your first house without a door apparently, but. And then you can get like little helpers that help you. So we wanted to highlight that as well, and then the building in the 3D. Again, the characters are 2D, and we actually put them in over the rendered Blender video. But and everything goes a little faster.
Also, a fun thing to tell is we originally, both you and I were both thinking of how we would involve the gameplay, like storyboarding, and we went for two things, or just a smooth flow of the same gameplay, so no trailer, no cuts.
Yeah, just like one, kind of like how we did with the Stray video. Just like the character just walked through the level.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
But we thought like maybe it's better to get like these very fast-paced little scenes, because there's so much in Palworld that we want to show, translated to the DS.
Yeah, kind of like the flying and stuff like that.
So yeah, that gives a little bit of more freedom while not making the game or the video slow paced. Internet is fast. You gotta go fast.
You gotta go fast. That's true. So and actually, the music that you've been hearing in the video, the music itself, by the way, without the sound effects, is on the 60bit Extra channel. If you just want to listen to the music, we did use the Pokemon sound font. The Pokemon Black and White sound font to make the music. We didn't do the music. That was somebody who is an old intern way back that always does like our music. Most of the time does our music, not all the time, but most of the time does our music. And that basically hey, we edited the trailer music into something that we wanted. We storyboarded over that, and then it's like, hey, can you make the music sound like Pokemon DS? the results are there. So yeah, I'll put all the credits down below in the description of everyone. And yeah. Anyway, there's nothing really special here. Just make a crossbow. I think this part is pretty fun with the I want to say Piplup, with the Pangolin spraying water. That's actually 3D again.
Yeah.
Like little patches, and I think the DS could do that. So there's more situations on the Nintendo DS where 2D and 3D mixes, like 3D effects but 2D. But the most important thing is, if you can see the panda guy in the bottom right. So that guy's eating, and he has the best animation. He just like nom 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 nom, yay, nom 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 nom, yay. I want to show it. I thought I saw it in Palworld, and it made me really happy. It's like, oh, this is so cute, and that's kind of where the game, more Palworld, did steal my heart a little bit. There's actually a lot of character in the animations of the characters.
It was so important for you to like demonstrate it in the office. Like, you gotta play it because there's a panda
that does
doing that after eating.
Yeah, and then I had to do it like a couple more times because I was like, can you do it again? Because I'm not sure if I get it yet. They just wanted me to do it like over and over again, and I get that. But anyway, here it is. So it's really short, but it had to be in there. The little water snake guy.
Gillet?
Gillet? Is it Gillet? Yeah.
Something like
that. Popular character, and I also love him, but I forgot the name. Eikthyr.
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 Something like that.
Sure, kind of. You made it sound Scottish and Vikingish, but yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, look at you. Yeah. But yeah, and then you get the flying section. The flying section was actually. Let me just play it. The flying section was actually something you storyboarded, which made me think, hey, we should not do like a one long walk through like a village that you build, and then maybe like a battle, but maybe do like segmented parts, because this would be really cool. Like, I would really enjoy it if this would be on my DS game.
Originally, the storyboard for this one is that a second player would also join and would also like fly away. You have also like some of the Palworlds that you catch can also turn into a parachute, but we went like with the standard crafting.
Yeah, just a standard crafted one that obviously you can see like in Breath of the Wild and like Fortnite if you really want to go there. But yeah.
Yeah, it's basically one of my favorite things to glide around the world.
Oh,
I had some sort of manta. I am not sure how to. Mantarelius. So
Mantarelius.
That's his name.
That's the name of the pal. But yeah,
Yeah, let's continue.
Okay. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the animation for.
Oh man, that's cool. I'm gonna pause it there. That's the Memoris scene. That's one of the first big pals you see in the game. And there's syndicates and there's captured pals, but I was really impressed by the Memoris. It's like, oh wow, I want to get that one. And then when I did, I found out you could write it. That's even cooler. So, and then you can do like this ground pound thing. But it's like, how do we translate that to 3D, to like a Nintendo DS game? The effect would have been way too big for sprites. So it would have been a 3D effect, right? It would have been something 3D-ish. So yeah, we turned that into like a big sprite. It was like a low resolution sprite, and I thought that was really cool. So it's actually only interacting with the 3D parts of the scene and not with the 2D parts of the scene. It's kind of like a little bit faked because the 2D characters are put on top of it. You can actually see one of the characters go behind a tree, but that's actually not the case. It's actually being masked in After Effects, and yeah, again, it's all fake. It's not a real 3D. It's not a real game. It's not a real gameplay or whatever. We mimicked it. We faked it. So, but yeah.
Sorry guys, not real gameplay.
So
you can download the ROM anywhere.
You can download the ROM. Sorry. So we got the King Paka. I thought it would be cool to have actual boss battles, but this time, like we showed like battles with just your pal, but we also wanted to show battles with a pal. Like how would that go? Like that would be like an AI character just like walking around attacking, and it would probably look something like this.
Yeah, it was also like a little bit of the background is how further you come like into the video, the more higher tier stuff you encounter in the video.
And now, here it obviously gets interesting.
Yeah, I think this is one of my favorite scenes, especially since when I played, Tansy was the first one with a gun in my party, and I wanted to have Tansy there.
I don't think the game really hints at that there being guns until you get like you progress a certain amount into the game. It's like, oh, surprise, there's guns. Like if you hadn't seen the trailer. But yeah, you do actually get attacked by a horde of girls, fangirls, I believe, and it actually says that on screen. So like, what the hell is that? But yeah, it's Lafandles.
Yeah, I got attacked by a bunch of exploding cactus or something.
It's obvious that there's something interesting happening with this pal, and they knew, especially since it's called Lavandle.
Lavender.
Lavender? Is it Lavender?
I think it's Lavender.
I think it's like
I
think it's a pun on the word love handle. That's what I'm saying. Which is that's whatever.
This is a little bit of a base defense thing, and that's.
But
also
yeah, you do get
a little unique.
You do get attacked by fang girls, and you're just like, what the hell is that? And then these pals attack you in hordes, and that's really weird. It's like, whoa, what's happening? That's the first time I got attacked by a horde of random pals. So
yeah. So the lesson is, don't bring a lavender to a gunfight. Okay, cut that off.
No, I'm gonna keep that in.
Oh shit.
But
okay.
But anyway, yeah, it was fun. Just like having the guns get pulled out there. Like you said, like there's gonna be higher tiers and stuff like that. So yeah, we had to put that in. How they shoot. And then here we go. This is the part where you're like, should we put this in?
Controversial, yeah.
Or should we only suggest that? So basically, in Palworld, you can actually butcher your pals, and that's really interesting.
Is that all you're gonna say about it?
Yeah. And I didn't know what it was, and I was not playing with you, but I was playing with another friend, and he he's like, oh, I got the butcher knife. So what are you gonna do with that? Like, so, yeah, you can butcher your pals. It's like, why would you do that?
That's the first time you find out that was a possibility.
Yeah, and then he walked to the cutest pal you could find, and then you saw like the censorship thing pop up, and the pal like struggling, and then just exploding into little items. And I saw that for the first time. I was like, and my buddy was also like, yeah, I cried. No, but my buddy was like, and we were both like on Discord, and it's like we're like quiet for like a good 30 seconds because before we said like that, you can't do that. You can't do that because it was extra. So you can actually butcher them if they get too depressed or something. Instead of releasing them, you just butcher them. And yeah, and this happens. Like we censored it here, but it actually gets censored in Palworld as well, which is, oh my god.
Yeah, I thought maybe cut away, but
no, you wanted to cut away. It was like, we gotta do it. We gotta do it. But
you gotta take risks sometimes.
This was the most controversial thing that we did so far. It's like, should we do it? Like they're making guns already, and they're shooting other pals. Like, oh, let's just go all the way. Let's just show what this game really is, So. And then the last part, that's the Black Marketeer. We actually had to make a new scene for this. Yeah, you can't really tell, but there's gallows here. And again, I think they're just like from an asset pack. But there's gallows on the left. You can't really see them, but we pushed them offside a little bit. And there's a guillotine on the right with like a little bucket for the head. We did model the whole thing, but you can't really see the whole thing. So I think that's
waste of work.
I think that's for the best. I'll show it on screen. You can actually capture the Black Marketeer in Palworld.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you can extort him for coins. I don't know. There's a couple of things you can do, and that was interesting. All right, this is the last part though. Basically, that's Zoe and that is the first boss battle. Zoe throws a 3D sphere, and then out comes well, this is actually straight from games like Black and White, Pokemon Black and White, where a 2D cutscene goes to a 3D cutscene, and that's one of the things that I wanted to be in there as well. So basically, yeah, I definitely wanted the 2D to 3D scene in there, like in Pokemon Black and White. So yeah, and then he comes out, and then this actually happens straight into the cutscene in Palworld. Again, it's like a copy paste of the cutscene. Only like Zoe would be a lot bigger in this version, but that's about the only thing.
Yeah.
She's actually tracked into the camera. She's not actually in the 3D scene because all the 2D scenes parts are done in After Effects. So. But yeah, he goes, and then we see the sprite. It's actually zooming in, and that's actually 2D again.
Show him like the whole whole.
Yeah. I was gonna, but you can actually see a character sprite zoom in because. Yep, pause it. Yeah. We actually did the character in pixel art because that would still happen in DS, but also in GBA games and stuff like that. It's kind of like the Mode 7 zooming in on a picture. Maybe that idea was still from when we were still thinking about doing a GBA Demake instead of a Nintendo DS Demake, but I still wanted to put it in like that. So, and you see the island, which is basically a map that I found online. I edited it. And I just like elevated the low poly version of it in Blender. I put the tree in the background and stuff like that. So just to have like an overview, but without too much work of like really designing the whole map, because the map's already there, So wanted to look like the real thing.
Well, let's go back to because the design was pretty cool, and it just flashes by.
Oh, you want me to go back?
Yeah, we gotta highlight it a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool design, and that's Jentel who made this design of the PAL, who's over there.
No, just
there we go.
You can't see.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it. Don't worry, I'm zooming in.
You can see a pixel.
You can see a pixel. That's Jentel. Okay. So, like I said, the other two now here, Django and Vera, who worked on this really hard as well. All interns. And the fun thing about our interns is like they get the opportunity to work on really cool projects, and we all listen to their ideas and their creative input. And I think we can always like make really fun stuff together. Internships are about like half a year or up to a year here.
Yeah, well, that was basically the video.
That was basically the video,
right.
Yeah. There we go. Let's end on this note. Please subscribe to 64 Bits Extra. If you have any questions, please let us know. Please let us know in the comments, or let us know on Discord. There's a link in the description for Discord as well.
Thanks for watching, and please subscribe, like, share with your friends, and we hope to see you next time.
See you guys. Bye-bye.